Welcome back to Sports Just right here on Captain TV Studios. And of course, I have an amazing gentleman with me on the show today. He's none other than my very good friend, Kayode. Good afternoon. Welcome to Sports.
Afternoon, dearest. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
It's a great one to be here, and happy Friday to you.
Yeah, let's say that. Thank God it's Friday.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday. We're having a very cold Friday today, and it's nice to discuss sports on a day like this.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. And of course, our phone lines are on the screen. Please call us and give us your take on today's sports trivia. Now, between Fernando Torres and Kai Havertz, who had a better season with Chelsea? Please call us. Now, Kayode, you want to share your thoughts on that? Between Kai Havertz and Fernando Torres?
I don't know why. Okay, you're a Chelsea fan. You love the club, and I believe.
Okay, so the one necessitated this question was.
All right, I wanted to ask him what really brought the but.
So I was on the news. I followed ESPN Sports this morning, and they were talking about the transfer, the move of Kai Havertz going to Arsenal, and they talked about they tried to preview his season with Chelsea. He spent 3 seasons with Chelsea, won the Champions League, won the. What else did they win? I think basically just the Champions League.
Yeah, just the Champions League.
Yeah, and if you check Fernando, and he came with, so much expectation. Chelsea obviously spent so much money on him, close to £68 million. And now it takes us back to Fernando Torres. Now, when Fernando Torres came to Chelsea, he was one of the best strikers in the world, in my opinion, at the time.
He was like the hot cake of that
Thank
season,
you for Liverpool.
Of that time too. Yeah.
He was very prolific. He came into Chelsea, big expectation, big money. It was £50 million as of 2011, 2012 season. And I think the notable thing Fernando Torres did for Chelsea was scoring that very crucial goal. Was it very crucial? Because Ramirez has already given us hope against Barcelona at the Camp Nou. But he scored a goal that automatically took us to the Champions League finals, which we later won, courtesy of Didier Drogba. And then again, if you check Havertz as well, 2021 season, he also gave us that Champions League. Now, they both came with big, with expectations, big money. They didn't really stay long with the club, but who had a better season? Who was? Should we say who was the better player?
For me, if I'll answer your question like a child in secondary school, not in high institution, I'll say Fernando Torres.
Really?
Fernando. Yes, for me, Fernando Torres he had 4 seasons or so with Chelsea, and I think he scored almost or more than 20 goals exactly in his 4 seasons. And you will not take the fact away, the truth. Let me not call it fact. The truth away from him that he was one of the players as of then, those years, he was one of the strikers that were most sought after. Every team wanted him, and as Chelsea will always be the big money spenders, they took him out, and he also gave his time, he gave his dedication. He also made sure that, just as you said, he gave the goals that might not be the all-time crucial, but at least it was a goal that still counted, both for him and also for the club. But on the other hand, Havertz, maybe because I'm not really a fan of Havertz, but I love Torres. During his playing time, I saw the zeal even when playing for Spain and all that. I saw this guy as someone who is always in love with football. But for Kai Havertz, I see him as a player who is not consistent. I don't know. The fans, Chelsea fans, Kai Havertz fans should forgive me on that. But I just see him as a player who is not consistent. I don't see him as a natural player. I just see him as someone that hardly has his way of handling the ball. If I'm comparing him, yes, maybe ESPN was bringing in these thoughts or these statistics on the fact that these both players came in as big money spenders or spended on them, and also their time that they've played and what they've been able to accomplish over 2 years against 4 years in a club. You can't compare those two guys. But Torres was a natural guy. Torres was a nice player, though I know after a while he started dwindling out and we didn't see much of him anymore. Even when he moved from Chelsea, I think, to Atletico or so, he was just there. But Havertz is still young. Havertz still has a lot of years ahead of him. So if this comparison will be coming in, I'll be looking forward to it in under maybe 4 or 5 years. But not now. For me, Torres is still better than Havertz. Right. So that's just it.
All right, you heard that from Kayode. He believes Torres was a better buy for Chelsea than Kai Havertz. Let's not forget the fact that Torres was a number 9. Now his job for Chelsea was to come in, score goals. Now Havertz is not in number 9. He was forced to play that role.
What role was Havertz?
He was played as a false 9. He was supposed to be an attacking winger.
Okay.
But then Chelsea forced that number 9.
You see, this topic somehow we only want to bend us into talking about Chelsea, and I don't like talking about Chelsea.
I mean, why would you talk about Chelsea? Chelsea is always in the news.
But
I mean, just yesterday, the Chelsea owners, Todd Bowley, they bought major stake of the what's that club? Strasbourg, yeah. So Chelsea are always on the news.
You know, when it comes, yes, Chelsea are always on the news. But when it comes to these two players, just as I said earlier, I feel Torres is a more natural player than Havertz. That's the statement I made earlier while I was giving my own thoughts. And now let's talk about Chelsea. Chelsea has a way of making a player who isn't very good look look bad. Let me use the word. Yeah, no, maybe I'm it's just my own thoughts. You can correct me.
You're exaggerating.
No, I'm not exaggerating. See, check the players that made their names and kept their feet on the sands of time in Chelsea. You see that these are players that they are not just natural born to play this game. They are also hard-working players. The lives of Lampard, Drogba, and you can go on and call player. You see, if you are not hard-working, if you don't keep putting your work into it, there will be a time, even if you are bought for £100 million, there will be a time Chelsea coach or management might just decide that we are buying another person, and you push this guy to another side. You know, and you agree with me. Chelsea has. Or will I say hard, because they are already looking like they are living. You have these young players who have talents. The lives of their ZH, even the life of Kai Havertz himself. I see that Arsenal are coming for him, and he might be living.
No, he is living.
He is. So
almost a done deal.
These young guys, you are not working on them.
Okay.
I feel the Chelsea management just want to get players who are already good and put them into play, and that's why every time you sack managers, because at some point the players are just doing their thing. There's no, I don't know, maybe.
I mean, okay, just to add,
I don't know if a Cristiano Ronaldo or a Messi in Chelsea might ever get the Ballon d'Or or get the Best Player of the Year award, because come on, Chelsea, you guys know.
I mean, we've had Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard, Eden Hazard.
Eden what?
Hazard.
No, see, I have to be truthful to you now. When it comes to Chelsea, I don't know.
I'm not going to lie, over time, Chelsea had issues. I don't know how to explain it.
That's the best way to.
I'll just say it the way it is. We've had amazing. Okay, let's talk about number 9.
All right.
I don't know if there's a case of a number 9 in Chelsea. We've had the likes of Radamel Falcao, Gonzalo Higuain, even Fernando Torres. I know there are so many on that list that has come and failed. I don't know what Didier Drogba did. I think because he wore the number 11 jersey, I think that's why he didn't have that curse of number 9. But even Romelu Lukaku, like, he's a shadow of himself. And you know, over time, Chelsea have struggled with sometimes we bring in big name players. I remember when we brought in Mohamed Salah, it was born out of the fact that Basel beat Chelsea in the Champions League group stages, and Jose Mourinho, being a proud man, you know what, I'm going to buy this guy that taunted Chelsea. He brought in Salah to Chelsea, and what happened? He didn't really do well.
It's the same. That it's following up on the
point. Cuadrado, another player. I keep remembering him too. Do you understand? He also came to Chelsea. There was expectation, but nothing.
That's bringing my point, and I'm happy you are.
And now the most notable, which in my opinion, Mudryk. Come now, when Michael Mudryk was spotted by Chelsea, they made him look as though he was one Ronaldo.
Yes, or
Ronaldinho.
No, one Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo coming up, because I will not call him Messi.
I think placing him with Ronaldo. I don't know.
That is more like what Chelsea fans expected from that young man.
And what happened?
I don't know. You won't ask me. But the truth is, Chelsea needs to set their home back. Okay, let me use the word that the Americans love to use. They have to go back to the drawing board and ask themselves questions. Are we buying players to win a game, or are we buying players to show the world that we are money spenders? It's beyond signings. Okay, let me use, for example, when Pep Guardiola kept doing the magic with the players he had, you hear many people say, Messi was, Pep Guardiola had spent money and he had players. But come on, if you look into the players that Guardiola had to sign over the 3-4 years now, you see that these guys are players that the ones that are not even good, they become average players. The average players become very good, and he continues working on them. You see, at some point, we all know that you can basically say if Pep Guardiola is removing an Haaland, he's bringing an HAVERTZ. If he's removing a Grealish, he's bringing a Foden. If he's removing what's his name, De Bruyne, he's bringing in one. I'm trying to remember this other guy's name.
Is it Bernardo Silva or Gundogan?
No, Gundogan and Bernardo Silva are always almost in the same game. You know,
right.
Bernardo Silva now is now more like a left, and he's 11 winger now for Manchester City, where Ziyech, Mahrez is supposed to normally fit into. But now he now understands his players, because what? They are few. They are not the crowd money bogus players that Chelsea gathers.
I mean, over time, if you check the spendings of Man City from 2010 up until this moment, and you check Chelsea, check Man United, check Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, you notice they are almost at the same.
But they are buying the players that they can work
on. I think what strikes me for Manchester City ever since they brought in Pep Guardiola is the fact that Pep Guardiola knows how to transform an average player and make him become a superstar.
Because consistency is key. So it's the game.
I want to know what Chelsea does wrongly. Why
there's no consistency? All right. So your first 11 now in Chelsea.
Yeah.
What's happened to immediate when changing coaches have a way of. We were discussing that, I think.
Yeah, we said that last week.
Or last week. We're talking about changing coaches. Changing coaches. Every coach has his own mentality, has his own game plan. When Mourinho was there, it's a different game plan.
We have a caller, sorry.
All right.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Sports Gist.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name?
Yes, my name is Mr. Balagana.
All right, Mr. Balagana. Good afternoon.
Yes, I'm calling from Finland.
All right, let's hear your take.
They are leaving Chelsea because one of the reasons that Chelsea is not playing the Champions League or another playing the Europa or Conference Leagues.
Okay.
While other players are leaving because of winner passes like Benokake who are going to Saudi. I think he went also for money.
Obviously.
Osimhen will be coming to Man U. And if Chelsea did not manage the situation properly, they may not perform well next season.
Okay.
Sure.
But if they're able to manage the situation, they will do something. Okay. Because they have a new coach, and the coach is not known for winning trophy.
Okay.
The last time that they are in England, we thought he didn't win any trophy. And now when his players are going, and new ones have not come, how they going to the time of blending is also an issue.
Okay.
But I will say the best anyway.
All right, thank you.
Manchester United will be on top.
Okay. Thank you. A very big Manchester United.
Mr. Balagana always.
Okay, let's just deviate a little. So Chelsea have obviously given Havertz to Arsenal. Now we give them Jorginho.
Mount to
Man United now want Mount from us.
Yes.
Mateo Kovacic, Man City.
Yeah.
We've lost now. We've lost N'Golo Kante to Al Ittihad.
Yeah.
We are about to lose Ziyech too. We are also about to lose Khalidi Koulibaly and Mendy. Who is going to remain in Chelsea? Are they not scared of giving out their players to the enemy?
That's still, I don't know, maybe I'm just speaking from the hearts of some Chelsea fans out there, but I hope I'm speaking your hearts. See, when these players are not being seen as the coach or the management is not seeing them as star players, other people will see them. A man like Pep Guardiola coming for Kovacic, you should know he knows what he saw.
Trouble.
A man like Ten Hag, seeing Kai Havertz and saying it's Kai. I know they've turned down bills, not more than 2 or 3 bills now that has been brought forward for Kai Havertz. Chelsea turned it down, but yet Man U is still on it. Now let's leave those going to Saudi Arabia. We all know, just as Mr. Balagana said, it's for greener pastures, for the money. But now, what about these guys that are leaving? It shows that apart from the fact that yes, they didn't qualify for the Champions League, Europa, or the Euros Nations League, but we will not still take it away from them that if they can play better this season, it gives them hope for next season. And it also makes the Chelsea fans and even the Chelsea players, it increases their worth. It's not about how much you were bought into a club. It's about what you do there that can also make your transfer fee bigger. So if we're having these players and they are not being used, the management is not seeing their worth. The management is not building on them. The management is not making them look like world-class players. Then there's nothing they can do.
I mean, Madrid came out to say that he spoke on the fact that so many players are leaving and the fact that Chelsea are actually building something
huge.
huge.
I saw that. I said a 10-year project.
Do you understand? Now, building something means they obviously have to offload, you know, those players who didn't really do well last season. I don't know how to feel about
you have Mudryk, you have Enzo Fernandez, you just brought in this young player, Nkunku. You have he himself, the Maduke, is still there.
We even have Malo Gusto.
Yeah, Malo Gusto too. So it's possible that this project can work, but we still need to pray that Chelsea new coach knows what to do.
All right, speaking of Chelsea new coach, Balagana made mention of the fact that Mauricio Pochettino obviously is someone that spent so many seasons in the Premier League. He didn't win anything. He started his journey with Southampton, moved to Tottenham Hotspur. The best result they got was the Champions League finals, obviously, but they lost woefully to Liverpool. And now Chelsea's bringing in Chelsea that likes to win, that have no patience. We are bringing in a Mauricio Pochettino.
Mauricio Pochettino can be the icing on the cake. He might be the game changer. He might be the man that knows how to use his players, because just as I said, you guys have a whole flock of players. Like, your players are a bunch. They are too much, but the usability is what matters now, and we hope to see that Pochettino will be able to bring these guys into their natural state.
All right, enough of Chelsea. I'm sure you already said.
No, I told you,
it's official. Jose Mourinho has announced his resignation as a member of the UEFA Football Board following his 4-game language ban against referee Anthony Taylor. Now, Jose Mourinho has also come out to say that the principles I fully believed in when I joined the group are no longer there, and I feel obliged to make these decisions. Now, when I saw this news, I started laughing, because it's just a normal Jose Mourinho stunt he's pulling. Now, they are giving you a ban. You are what the hell?
No, we all know Jose Mourinho. I think last week we were discussing this with Francis, and we made mention of Mourinho, and we said Mourinho has always been a pompous coach. Has always been this prideful coach. You can't blame him. Anyways, over the years, he have proven to be. I think there was a time we all call him the special one. So, you can't blame him.
Do you still think he's the special one?
There are many special ones rising already. So, but you can't take it away that
there's
he was
so many.
A great coach.
No, he was.
He was a great coach, but an era ends for another era to begin.
All good things must come to an end.
Definitely. Pep Guardiola is here now, and we all know that.
Pep Guardiola I grew up watching Pep, and he's still here. So.
He's still here. But, you know, when growing up, you see Pep Guardiola turning nothing to something. And it's more like, this is more of a talent for him. So, and now coming into Manchester City, and as did it last season, he's still planning. He did it this season, did last 2 seasons, and he's still planning to still do it again. It's something that you can't just take it away from him. And he's not one of those coaches that's okay, I already have the team, let me work on them. He keeps trying to bring in new people, new players, to see how they can be a better team. So
is Pep Guardiola the best manager in football in history?
No, we can't see that. We can't see that yet.
We've
had great coaches that there's no amount of record Pep Guardiola brings up. Let me use for example.
Because people argued, they made mention of the fact that without the Barcelona squad, Pep might not be able to win.
Somebody posted that Pep Guardiola finally won
the Champions League without
Messi.
Messi, innit?
But
I knew he could have won it because he has a good squad.
He had, Messi was more like a player in 11 players that can play the game. But in Manchester City, he had everything. He had everything. Like, when I was watching the game during the Champions League, the Premier League, I keep saying it, and I'll say it again on air. I say Manchester City has a full squad of players that even their next 11 will still give you.
Now, speaking of their second 11, they played Chelsea in the second to last game of the Premier League, and they still beat us 1-0.
You saw the game.
I was so embarrassed.
Those young guys. I'm trying to.
And for the first time, that particular game, they didn't throw Chelsea. I expected people to come for us, but nobody came for us.
Nobody came for you. We're tired of coming for you.
Cared.
We came for you virtually throughout the season. So what are we coming for you again for?
Hopefully next season gets better.
No, we pray so.
All right, we have another caller. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Sports Gist. All right. Okay, so before we go, Coach Ladamboso, that's the under 20, the Flying Eagles coach. He has been accused of collecting money to feature those players in the squad. Now, over time, he has not been the only one that has been accused. Golden Eaglets coach also, Unduka Ubade, has also been accused of the same thing. And also, Salisu Yusuf, the under-23 coach of the Nigerian team, has also been accused. Do you I mean, these are allegations. They can be true.
Where are the proofs?
I mean, but behind every, no, allegation.
No. We are Nigerians. We are Nigerians. Bring up proofs, then we will believe you. But we are Nigerians. You know what we can do when it comes to bringing down anybody. I'm sorry to say this on national TV, but Nigerians always have a way. We are human. We have a way of, maybe you just have a bad blood with somebody and you feel that you should say this against the person, and that will be all. So bring up proofs. If you have, this is an allegation that if it's found to be false, can land whoever is bringing the case up in serious trouble. You might pay fine or in millions of naira, and I don't know. I don't know the motive to this, but I can't blame them again, because the Nigerian system also gives you the permission or gives you the benefit of a doubt for issues like this. Because come on, we are in a country where a lot happens on the ground. A lot of corruption happens, both from the NFA to the CAF, even to CAF, to the CAF level. I don't know about the FIFA level because we have not really followed up until that. But to the CAF level, we still have corruption is still very much, because most of our leaders here in the NFA are also leading them there in the CAF. So we can't take that away from them. But just as I said, the players who brought up these allegations somehow will be given the listening ears because of the corruption that stands in our beautiful nation Nigeria, and you can't blame them. So we just hope that's not true, because it's gonna be bad for the Nigerian Football Federation.
It's definitely going to look bad for Nigerian football.
And for the young guys. So what do you want them to just, as you read in the news, some players didn't feature in the competition because they couldn't get the money.
I mean, and those players, some people the people who brought up this allegation, they feel the players who didn't feature are better than those. Well, how are we going to believe that? I mean, this is the same team. The under-20 team beat host nation Argentina.
No, we saw them play so
Italy.
Well. We saw them.
And for the first time in Nigerian, in the African scene, they fielded under-17
young
players. And they were actually.
And I think for the first time in a competition like that, Nigerian players were defeated or they lost out, and it wasn't a topic for discussion of how bad they played, how bad the coach was,
but rather how good they were. Coming up to beat Italy. And I think Italy almost won that competition, because I think they came second after being beaten by Uruguay in that game, in that competition. So we saw them also win the host nation Argentina, and we saw Argentina play wonderfully well. And you see, even the South Korea that they lost to, it was more like just a tiny mistake, and that was it. But it's football anyway. So I want to believe that those allegations against Coach Landamboso are false.
Me too.
Well, that's the much you can take on the show today. Thank you so much, Kayode.
My pleasure is all mine.
All right. Thank you so much to our amazing viewers. Let's do this again, same time, same station next week. I am Dearest Mba. Do have a wonderful weekend.
Use our pace and use our strength.